Hello, Ron Mithril here once again, getting back to Silent Hill 3, and we're finally in the last area of the main game. So, before we actually get started here today, one thing I do kind of want to cover, something I've seen in the comments a bit. There are those who are saying that they hate how religion is portrayed in the game. I really don't want to get into a big religious debate. I mean, longtime viewers know that's kind of an uncomfortable subject for me, so just repeat to yourself, it's only a fictional cult religion, I should really just relax. So with that, let's have a look around here. We've got these paintings that tell us a little bit about the basis of the cult. Origin. In the beginning, people had nothing. Their bodies ached, and their hearts held nothing but hatred. They fought endlessly, but death never came. They despaired, stuck in the eternal quagmire. Birth. A man offered a serpent to the sun and prayed for salvation. A woman offered a reed to the sun and asked for joy. Feeling pity for the sadness that had overrun the earth, God was born from these two people. Salvation. God made time and divided it into day and night. God outlined the road to salvation and gave people joy, and God took endless time away from the people. Those anything to pick up, or... Okay, no, they're just the basis of those poles, whatever they are. Thought they were health drinks. Would have been nice. Creation. God created beings to lead people in obedience to her. The red god, Bad Scrabble Hand, the yellow god, Lobsel Vith, many gods and angels. Finally, God set out to create paradise, where people would be happy just by being there. Seriously, how do you say that? Zuchilbara? Promise. But there God's strength ran out, and she collapsed. All the world's people grieved this unfortunate event, yet God breathed her last. She returned to the dust, promising to come again. And finally, faith. So God hasn't been lost. We must offer our prayers and not forget our faith. We wait in hope for the day when the path to paradise will be opened. So there we have the basis of their religious beliefs. And with that, time to move on. Looking over here on the wall, we get the map. Although it's not much of one. We got a church map. And yes, that's all they're going to show us for now. This map draws itself as you go. Also, why do you keep turning my flashlight off? I have the feeling that there's someone on the other side of this door. But the door is shut tight, and I can't open it no matter how hard I try. We can get in the other side, though. These are the cult scriptures. They don't look worth reading. Ouch! Burn!
Dear God, please forgive me. I know I'll be put to death for the sins I've committed. And I'll go to my death gladly, and with a peaceful heart. But please, grant me just a small piece of your everlasting mercy. Let me see my child once within your golden gates. Deliver me not to hell, but to purgatory. Allow me to atone for my sins there. I'll stand within the very flames of redemption, no matter how they burn me. Forgive me for my wicked act of revenge. And deliver the soul of my poor murdered daughter. Please, also care for the soul of the girl whose life I have taken. God, I am a child, trembling with fear as I stare at death. Soothe my tortured soul with your infinite mercy. Please, forgive me.
And so with that, we're asked to make a choice, either to forgive her or to say nothing. Actually, this has no real bearing on the story, though it can influence getting a specific ending. However, on the first run, it really doesn't matter what you do. You can even outright skip this scene if you want. We'll go ahead and forgive her. I'm in a good mood.
I forgive you. Thank you, Lord.
And so, dramatic standing there with the flashlight later, and we're done with this scene. Like I said, it doesn't specifically affect anything in the game, other than possibly, and not even assuredly, influencing what ending you get. The first time you play the game, you are pretty much locked into getting the good ending, so this first time, it really doesn't matter. This door is locked, but not broken, so we'll be here later. We also certainly have a lot of static going on, yet no monster in there. Or in this hallway at all, actually. They armed me with a handgun, too. What is it with cutscenes and forcing me into equipment I really don't want to use at the time? Coming in here, we're confronted with a closer that's looking even uglier than normal. But we'll just avoid that for now, I think. In here, however, we're going to have some monsters that are worth getting out of the way. A couple of insane cancers. 28 beef jerkies, and I never use the things. So I'll just use the usual method for getting rid of these guys. It's the most cost-effective way of dealing with them. Saves on the shotgun ammo. From everything I've read, the damage done to them while they're on the ground is minimal, plus they try to heal while they're on the ground, so even though it's not much, you still want to try to layer on the damage as much as you can. One more to deal with. We're going to be backtracking through this room quite a bit, so best to get rid of these guys while we can. Whoops. Just had to try and go for that extra hit. Okay, you gonna start deflating? There you go. The room's all nice and quiet now. Go ahead and use one of those. Some handgun bullets, always useful to have. File folders and boring books. And we get a cassette tape. And also some reading material. There are a bunch of papers in this file. I get the feeling that it's a handwritten copy of some book. Represents the deity known as the halo of the sun. In heraldry, symbolizes a religious group. The two outer circles are charity and resurrection. The three inner circles are present, past, and future. Usually drawn in red, occasionally drawn in black or other colors, but blue reverses the meaning into a curse on God and is therefore forbidden. Of course, we see it a lot in red, where it happens to symbolize a save point. Or the occasional refreshing pause in my case. Broken, and moving on. There's a picture here of an angel flying into the heavens. Nothing special. Although if you look carefully, footprints are going right to the painting. Fairly quiet, but you can hear a little girl crying as those footsteps make themselves known. I get the feeling there's something behind this picture, though. That girl's cries and footsteps disappeared beyond it, after all. Will you move the picture of the angel? Indeed we will. A lot of noise in here, yet nothing actually coming out to hurt us or anything. Not quite true in here, however. We're gonna get the shotgun ready. Reason being they're introducing one more new monster type. And I'm just gonna wait for it. Or do I have to actually go forward? Here it is. This is the Scraper. Essentially, it's a lesser version of the Missionary boss. Much like the Missionary, it can block handgun shots. However, it cannot block the shotgun, so feel free to make use of that. You can also decently take them down with melee, but easier to just get rid of them with a shotgun when you can. One dangerous thing about them is the areas they patrol. Often they have bottomless pits on them, and they can very happily shove you right off into them, so in tight areas like this, definitely best to go ahead and take them down.